Okay, here's my audience. Here's my outline. Okay, so chances are you're coming into this with a lot of questions. What is machismo, and why focus on solely Latin America? I have found both systematically and socially through my own research and experience just how underlying the machismo mindset really is. I aim to answer any and all questions with three main points, those being definition of machismo / its effects, small-scale perception of machismo culture, and my own experience / what can be done to combat it. To paraphrase Britannica, machismo culture is exaggerated masculinity that is predominantly used in reference to Latin American men. It is a belief that it is a man's role to dominate and be the sole authority. While it has root in noble causes, the need to elevate oneself often outweighs any honor held in providing and protecting. This reinforces toxic gender roles, and women are forced into mother / caregiver roles to cook, clean, without any leeway for self-actualization. In extreme cases, this can influence legislation in very harmful ways, where they end up enabling violence committed against women. For every 100,000 women in Honduras, 6,600 of them are subjected to gender-based violence. Furthermore, this is enabled as in Honduras, crimes against women are often set aside for more serious crimes. Now, what does this look like in an everyday use case? In the survey that I put out, I think that a massive enabler of machismo culture is put on full display, that being ignorance. 71.4% who partook in my survey identified as a woman, and 28.6% identified as male. When asked if machismo culture comes at the expense of women, the same 28.6% was split between no and unsure, 14.3% split respectively. When asked if machismo contributes to men taking less accountability, the same trend was seen, albeit the full 28.6% selected to the not sure option. This trend diminished when asked if machismo culture reinforced gender roles, where only 14.3% answered unsure. Finally, when asked if machismo culture affected systematic variables, there was a near even split in replies of yes, with a 51.1% response, and not sure, with a 42.9% response. I think this demonstrates the ignorance in male spaces to identify how harmful machismo can be, but also an ignorance in women's spaces considering how systemic influence it can have. Yet what can be done? Well, it starts with taking individual accountability. For one, don't be a bystander. If you recognize unhealthy behavior, no matter how normalized the norm is, don't be afraid to break the cycle. Urge those in your life who are stagnant in these confined roles to take more responsibility, or allow others or encourage others to shoulder the burden. With these extreme cases, machismo culture is at the root for cause of violence and hate crimes against women. In these cases, men need to be held accountable. On top of that, laws themselves need to be created and maintained, much like how Mexico is doing, where they are expanding the liberties women have after voicing against their abusers in families. To conclude this, machismo culture is an underlying issue that plagues us systematically and socially through our everyday lives. Whether it be in the home or in the courtroom, there is no doubt semblance of influence to be felt. Regardless, much can be done in recent times to combat this social issue. If there's anything to take away from this talk, it is that conversing introduces change.